Hello Class 3. We're going to be telling the last chapter of William's problems today. I asked you to think about a few questions last time because William ran away. Why would somebody run away? He was obviously frightened, he couldn't solve his problems, but it turned out that an unlikely source was helping him solve some of his problems. William also realised that grandfather was having a few problems as well because grandfather's main problem was living in somebody else's house, which must be pretty tricky. One of William's problems did get solved. That was the B's and D's. And grandfather made a little bed picture to show the B's and D's. I wonder if any of you struggle with B's and D's, and what do you use to help you solve that problem? So we're going to read the final chapter today, and we're going to see what happens with William and his grandfather. So chapter 4. William was more surprised than ever. William's problem was that his grandfather was living with him, and now his grandfather said his problem was living with William. They both had the same problem, really, thought William. "Don't you like living with us?" he asked. "It's fine," said his grandfather. "It just takes a little getting used to." They turned round and began to make their way back home for tea. "Were you seen and not heard when you were a little boy?" said William as they went. "No," said his grandfather, "and I don't suppose that you will be, will you?" "No," said William. "Then I'll stop asking you," said his grandfather. They went a little further, and then his grandfather spoke again. "Sorry you got booted out of your room, William," he said. "Oh, that's all right," said William. "I'll get used to it." But there was still the problem of the tuba playing. Everyone had a talk about it after tea, and it was William who solved the problem. "Why don't you play in the morning?" he said. "Everyone's awake then, so the noise wouldn't matter." "Oh, what a good idea," said William's grandfather. So they asked Mrs. Dart and Mr. Humber if they would mind if grandfather played his tuba in the morning, and they both said, "Not at all." The next morning, before he went to school, William heard his grandfather play the Lion Song and the Walloping Seal Waltz. He whistled the tunes all the way to school. In the afternoon, his teacher asked everyone to write about someone they knew. William decided he would write about his grandfather. "My grandfather has come to live with us," he wrote. "I didn't think I liked him at first. It gives you a bad feeling when someone lives with you and you don't like them. But now I like him a lot better. I think he likes me. He still shouts when he talks, but my mother says he's always done that, so he isn't going to stop. He stares at you a lot, but I think that's just because he likes to have a good look at things." William's teacher liked what William had written. "It's very good, William," he said, "and you've got all your B's and D's the right way round. Well done." "No problem," said William. So there we go, Class 3. We have all the problems solved because the problem about Dad being away was going to easily be solved because Dad was going to be coming home soon, and Mum and William and Matthew were looking forward to that. The B's and the D's were solved, and as I said to you earlier, I wonder if you've got a way of remembering B's and D's. The other thing that was solved was his relationship with his grandfather, because William also realised that his grandfather had a few problems going on as well. Have a think about these few questions from this chapter. So this one, how did William solve the tuba problem? Have a think about that. because he came up with a very, very sensible idea. Why do you think talking helps to stop a problem? What is it about talking that is helpful? What problems do you have sometimes, and how do you solve them? I hope that you've enjoyed this story, and I hope that you're able to think through a few of your problems and how to solve them. Maybe you need to talk to a grown-up. Maybe you need to talk to a friend, or maybe you need to talk to somebody at home. But there's always somebody who is prepared to listen to you. You've just got to ask. I hope you've enjoyed the whole story, Class 3. Thank you.